Well, no one understands MISL expansion better than John Hantz, who is the investor operator of the Detroit Ignition, the expansion team that has had an unbelievable first year, finishing the regular season #1 in the league. And John, thanks so much for being here. What an exciting year it's been for your expansion team. I mean, #1 in the league, #1 seed going into the playoffs. Why this doesn't happen for an expansion team? Why has this happened for your team? Why have they been so successful?
Well, I think we have three key points that came together for us.
Now, your inspiration to get into the MISL is kind of an interesting story. You never played soccer yourself, but I understand your 18-year-old daughter plays soccer, and she was your inspiration. Explain. Tell us about that.
Yeah, Lauren, if she's watching, she'd be laughing as you said that she's playing soccer. She played soccer.
As a new team, how can you build on this success and take momentum and get more fans to your games and to the MISL in general?
In Detroit, we've taken a different view.
It's been a stellar season for you. It doesn't usually go this way, as I said. What kind of advice, you know, the league is going to grow from 6 to 9 teams next year. What kind of advice would you give to some of these new clubs coming in?
What I would share with them.
Thank you so much, John, and congratulations on a great season, and good luck next weekend in the playoffs. When we come back, we will talk to MISL Rookie of the Year, Stephen Armstrong. Don't go away. Reggie, you upset a lot of people with your comments, and let's take a look at what your comments were. You said Cheryl should not worry about coming back to the team. She should do what's right and stay at home with her baby. Obviously, a lot of viewers disagree with you. You know we've already given you a hard time about this.
Right.
But now's your chance to really express yourself and tell us what you meant and what your intentions were with these comments.
Well, first of all, I want to thank everyone for their emails as well as their letters. But to tell you the truth, I think I was in a no-win situation. I think if I would have said, Cheryl needs to hurry up and get back on the court, everyone would have been insensitive to her just having a baby. And if I stick with my comments by saying maybe she should take this year off and come back next year, then I'm not really giving her a choice. I wanted to let everyone know that this is just a basketball game. We just play a game.
Well, I appreciate you clearing things up. You know that I disagree with you, but I do believe that you are doing your job as an analyst, which for those people who don't know that, as an analyst, you give your opinion. So way to go in that regard, but we do still have some work to do with this yet. We'll get to that a little bit later. Welcome back to Breaking Through Women of the LPGA. Well, 1999 has been quite a year for Julie Inkster. This mother of 2 has won 5 tournaments, 2 of them majors, and at 39 has become a dominant force on the LPGA Tour. And just last month, she qualified for the LPGA Tour Hall of Fame. Joining me now is the person who made a hole-in-one in this tournament a year ago, Julie Inkster, and thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you, Mar, no problem.
What an incredible year it's been. I mean, it's your 17th year on the tour. Have you had any time to reflect on your great success this year?
Not really. It's been really hectic, really busy, but it's been a lot of fun.
5 years ago, after your second daughter was born, you actually considered retiring. You made some changes. You stopped working with your husband, Brian, as your coach.
Dumped him.
Kept him as a husband, of course.
Kept him as a husband, yeah.
But talk about what that was like for you, that time, emotionally.
Well, you know, I just growing up in the 90s, I think it's just a lot different than when I grew up, you know, in the late 60s and 70s.
You've kind of become the poster woman of mothers who want to do it all. And what are some of the challenges that you face specifically? Because you're on tour, you travel a lot, and taking care of the kids at home. I mean, just juggling the two.
It's hard. I mean, the hardest part, as I was telling you, is trying to get everybody where they're supposed to be.
Joining me now is the president of the LA Sparks, Johnny Buss. And Johnny, as president of a sports team, I know it has to be a very difficult aspect of the job to fire a head coach. You had to do this last year with Linda Sharp and now with Julie Rousseau. What did you tell Julie yesterday?
Well, I told Julie that it was time. It was time to make a change.
But on paper, this LA Sparks team should really contend for a WNBA championship, and here you are with a record of 7-13. But outside of the coaching woes, why has this team struggled so much?
Well, I really don't know.
Now it's the second WNBA season only, and you've already had 3 head coaches. That's a lot of changes. I mean, let's face it. But is Orlando Woolridge your guy for the long haul, or is this just another Band-Aid?
Well, like you said, I certainly hope so, because I don't want to go through another termination of a coach.
Van Chancellor and Cynthia Cooper have been saying all season long that Kim Perrott is one of the most underrated players in the league, and they believe she is the best defensive player in the league. Do you think this was a major oversight?
I think it was.
Speaking of oversights, though, head coach Cheryl Miller got her Phoenix Mercury to the WNBA Finals, and she did not receive 1 vote for Coach of the Year. Mary, any ideas why?
Well, I think there's a lot of reasons why.
Well, when you're a two-time All-American, the Big East Player of the Year, and widely considered the best player ever to tie a pair of sneakers at the University of Connecticut, I'd say it's more than ironic that you're most widely known for this play. That is Nikisha Sales, who limped back onto the court 3 days after rupturing her Achilles tendon last February to score an uncontested basket to become UConn's all-time leading scorer. To some, it was a grand gesture to a great player by UConn and Villanova. To others, it was a stigma to the women's game. After months of rehabilitation, Nikisha joins us here as she prepares to embark on a pro career in the WNBA. And Nikisha, I saw you laughing when I rolled that tape. How many times have you seen that?
A few times. I'm trying to forget about it.
I know you want to put it behind you, but did it surprise you, the controversy, when you made that one shot? How much controversy surrounded that situation?
I think in a way, but it's something that doesn't happen every day. So when it did happen, and it happened in a women's sport, people couldn't stop talking about it.
It's been a long time and you've had some time to think about it. When you think of that moment, is that a good memory for you or a bad memory?
I think so. If I had to do it again, I would.
Talk about that. It's a bit of a transition from the college game to the professional ranks in terms of marketing. I mean, you are the face that's going to sell tickets in Orlando. So much for Disney World down there. It's Nikisha Sales.
I know, I hear you. But I had a sneak peek of the talent in the WNBA playing on the Brazil team, and I know a little bit about each player. It's hard to contain or try to stop those type of players, but I'm going to try my best.